Hey guys, AJ here back on another one for you. It's Friday. It's Friday, guys. I'm a little late the live, but the day job seems to have gotten in the way. Apologies for that, guys. Apologies. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope it's warm where you are. It's like 72 degrees where I am. It was snowing a couple of days ago. Clown World. So, guys, we're gonna do some random stuff today, and but first of all, hold on. Let me go to here. Where are we here? Where are we here? One moment, please, guys. I've been focusing a little bit with the body cam footage as of late, because guys, there's some body cam footage of these weird weirdos being weird, and it's really scary. Because yeah, so we see the TCAP stuff, right? But when you actually see the body cam footage where it's like out in the wild, it's scary. You know what I mean? It really is. So as here we go. Look at this. This is from Law and Crime. And this guy right here, this 55-year-old was stalking a 6-year-old. Look at that. For 8 months. Look at that. Look at that, guys. I tell you guys, it's a good thing that I don't have kids, man. Because man, oh man, oh man. Someone did this to my kid, dude, things would not go well at all. Yeah, so let's check this out.
With a kid, his daughter who's 6 years old was crossing the street, and Mark Reaver came out and was like, "I'm gonna turn you to a woman. I'm gonna take you to Disney World. I'm gonna make you famous." He's saying yesterday he was telling the kids to be quiet and come to him.
I can barely hear you. Can you speak up?
Something about talk to the officer he previously spoke to tomorrow.
I hear you talking, but I can't understand you. Can you speak up?
You got anything on you?
Okay, I need to make sure my door is secured, locked.
We will secure it.
I need to make sure.
I will make sure.
Who are you? Are you the sergeant?
I am
Look at
the
this
sergeant.
guy.
Go get your car. Go get your
No,
car.
I want my sketches, please. Yeah, please, I want my sketches. I want my shoes, please.
No, man. Listen, we played this game with you yesterday. Okay?
You don't call. There's two sides to every story.
There is.
You haven't heard the other side of the
You will
story.
have your day in court. But you had your opportunity to tell your side of the story yesterday, and you didn't.
I said right here, and you told us no. So you made a piss poor decision. Now you're going to live with it.
We're trying to help you out, man. We're getting you shoes.
These
Okay?
are not shoes. These are flip
It
flops.
doesn't matter. They're going to put slides on you when you get out
Can
there.
I please have my sketchers?
No.
I have bad feet. I have to have shoes on. That's why I stay home all day on my internet. I have to have my shoes, sir. You can find me on my. You give me, sir, please.
No.
Listen, it's those or nothing.
Guys, give these cops a round of applause. Because they are not playing games, dude. Good.
Put them on, or they're going back in the house.
You can go barefoot.
So you're holding something against me? What happened yesterday?
Now, you're under arrest. You can put those on, and you can walk out to the car with nothing on your feet. We're not waiters. We're deputies.
There you go. You said we aren't waiters,
Good, then you can go to jail.
the deputies.
What is the bond amount?
$5,000.
Aggravated stalking.
We're
What?
not going to argue. We're not going to discuss it.
Good.
That's a charge, period. You want to discuss it? That guy's called a judge. We're not judges. You could have came to the door last night and give us some information. You failed to do it, so we had to make our decisions based upon what we had. Period. We're not arguing.
Well, I'm not going to argue it. There's two sides to every story.
Look at this guy.
And what you've heard is there one
Yeah,
side.
so you can argue your side in court, not out here.
Clown world. Look at
What do you
that.
think about this?
Talking the 6-year-old. And he's like, oh, you don't know my side of the story, dude. Please, Al Madonna. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Get in the car.
Oh, okay.
Look at that. Look at that. Guys, look, here's another story right here. Hold on. Look at this guy.
Emergency traffic 1 Charlie 24.
Look at this.
Hey, Kevin, hop out of the car for me, bud. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. Get out of the car. Walk back here towards the front of my car. Put your hands on my hood. I'll explain everything to you. Put your hands on my hood. Give me your hand.
All right, what's going on, man?
Give me your other hand.
Look at that, man.
Here, drop your shit, man. Right your hand.
Arrest.
I told you I'll explain
Look at
everything
that.
to you. Calm down.
He two girls had to run away from him. Clown world. Guys, we all know what I think should be done to knuckleheads like this.
Calm down. Stop talking. Stop talking.
I don't know what the bugger was. Okay? Like 2 girls over there. Gas station.
2-4 Central. Yeah, one.
Is that what we're talking about? You talking about 2 girls over at the gas station?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Some girls were trying.
2 girls at the gas station?
Some girls were trying to give me for something. I said, "You got that on camera?" They were 2, I don't know. They were walking down the road. I don't know what they were talking about.
Yeah, please. As if they don't know what they were talking about.
Who would accuse you of something?
I don't know, man. That's what.
Yeah. And of course, right? This guy, he doesn't know what they're talking about, right?
Because she was going with it. She was.
So she wanted it.
That's what it
It's
seemed
her
like to
fault.
me.
Clown world.
I don't know.
All right, cool.
I have no idea.
I got you. All right, man.
Okay.
Just lean up against the car for me.
My man's fault.
Okay, I don't care. You got any weapons on you? No. I'll explain everything to you, man.
Look at that, man.
Like, lean up. You have nothing in your pockets at all, man?
What? I think they have the news story. Hold on. Well, this is the other guy.
With the kid.
Hold on. Oh, this is just the body cam footage. Look at that, man. Look at that. Guys, stalking is one of the craziest, things ever.
Identity. However,
was this a female stalker? You guys, stalkers are some of the craziest things ever, man. Like, it really, really is. Because the laws on stalking have been, I think, upgraded in a lot of states. But oftentimes it takes it ramping up to such a crazy level before the cops do anything. You know what I mean? It's really, really, really scary. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Where's that other one? There's another one where this guy won't leave these 2 girls alone. Hold on. Give me a minute. Look at that Creeps today, guys. Creeps, he won't leave people alone. Where'd it go? 1 second, guys. Got to get Butterface. I don't know, man. I don't know. But look, guys, once again, I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube, but I don't want to I can't really say what I think should be done to a person that decides to stalk a little girl, okay? Guys, look, here we have another guy, a winner, that decides that it would be awesome to creep after the chick, and when she rejects him, he assaults her. Guys, don't be this guy, right?
Hey, stop that shit!
Oh, look at that. He's trying to bite the guy.
on May 11th, 2022, officers responded to an altercation where a male had punched a female and was attempting to restrain her. Here's what transpired when the police arrived.
Hi there. Is everybody okay? Were you guys involved with a fight?
Yeah, it was. He's in there.
Yes. All right, who's on where?
Okay, so basically what happened is this girl, she was in like a black t-shirt in the elevator, and this guy was trying to like
Step up.
Okay. And so the guy in there in the UC sweatshirt and such was trying to basically
Black sweatshirt,
yeah.
red.
Yeah.
Okay, what was he doing?
He was like trying to grab her. A guy was leaving. He was trying to grab her. She was yelling. She was unhappy. She was like, she said, "Help me, help me, help me." And so I went over and I butted in. I was like, don't touch her. What do you think you're doing? Get away from her. And then he just
feeling you guys aren't supposed to be in there.
He just came on to me and basically was like, "What are you gonna do about it?" He was like, "What are you gonna do about it?" And then he came on and hit me. He was hitting me, took me to the ground. I bit his hand so he would get off, and he got off of me.
Whose hand did you bite? Sorry.
His hand.
So he assaulted you.
He assaulted me as well. He assaulted her and he assaulted me.
I need to talk to you, man.
Uh-oh.
You need to come with me for a second. Okay. Can you put your hands in your pockets for me? 311, I'm going to have one detained. You want to tell me
What are
happened?
you doing, man? Now let's see what this knucklehead side of the story is.
You want to tell me what happened?
Don't try and walk away, dude. That's not smart.
You were not free to go, sir. You are not free to go.
The other girl, he was punching her as well.
Look at that! Look at that! Guys, don't be this guy, okay?
Get out! Get down now. Hands on.
Look at that.
Sir, get down. Get your hands down. Get your hands behind your back right now. Get your hands behind your back. I got his arm. All right. Hey.
Whoa,
I got you.
don't get involved.
Let me get this other couple on. Hey, lay down now. Lay down now. Give me your hand. Look.
Now, guys, okay, so for all you guys who just joined, this knucklehead that's on the ground, he was being a creep around this girl. This other girl said, "Hey, can you leave her alone?" He assaulted the girl. He struck her in the face. Clown world. And now he tried to run from the cops. And here's the thing about America, guys. I know that this is TCAP. We will get into some TCAP stuff here in a little bit, okay? But I'm going to break out the race card really, really fast. Okay. Guys, there's a lot of times that I've been black now for 43 years. Guys, if you want to film the cops, fine, but don't get involved. Now you see a lot of times where people automatically think because the cops are taking a person down that there must be some type of I don't know, like some type of racism going on. No. Let them do their job. Jameson, so what's up, man? Cody Green's here. No, if it was Fort Myers, then they'd have the guy in the ghillie suit. Look at that.
Hand behind your back.
All right, yep.
Look at this.
Yeah.
All right, can we sit you up?
With this guy.
Can we sit you up? Both of our cams. Hey, you're tough. You're not going anywhere.
Man, those body cams can take a licking and keep on ticking.
Tell me a little bit more about what happened, okay?
I was in the elevator. I live on floor 5, and I was going down the elevator because I was going to go back out after changing. And he was in the elevator with his friend, and I go, like, I have the same body as you, like, trying to be nice because, like, why not say that to someone? And then he grabbed onto the back of me and my shirt and like kept pulling me back. He was like, "No, you're coming to floor 3 with me. You're coming to floor 3 with me." And I was like, "Get off of me! Get off of me! Please get off of me!" And then he punched me in the face. Like, who does that to someone?
I completely agree.
Okay. Yeah. Stay tight.
Look at that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna stand up when we go inside. All right. You understand what I'm saying?
Look at that.
All right, we're gonna stay here now. We're gonna stay here now. All right. But hey, whenever you're ready to listen, We're gonna stand up. We're gonna go sit down, and we're gonna talk. Do you have any weapons on you? I'm asking. Do you have any weapons on you?
I keep it smashing.
That's right. Don't argue.
Is this guy on drugs or something? Katie Smith, no, they don't know each other at all. Guys, this is why. Okay. We kind of live in a society now where like people kind of mind their own business. But guys, there used to be a time where if a bunch of guys were walking around and they saw a guy accosting a woman, all the guys would grab the guy and pretty much take care of business. That's how things used to be. And now everyone just kind of like minds their own business, right? And they tell you to call the cops, but oftentimes cops aren't as readily available. You know what I'm saying? Or you get involved, right? And you can get sued. Clown world.
No, fine. Whose car's down here? Stand up.
No, just start walking with the car.
Oh, y'all bitches asked me this too. Hey, look. Hold on, Lord.
What's your name? Stop. What's your name?
Connection? All right, come on to the fry.
Did he hit you anywhere else? Did he only hit you the one time?
I mean, he slapped me in the head, and then kept going for my face, and then he finally stood back, and then went in for a full punch. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you need me to call the medic for you?
No.
Do you
I'm
want to
fine.
go to the hospital?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you know her? Did you see what happened?
Yes, I put it in. That was me.
Okay. Are you the one who called then for us? Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna have you fill out a witness statement. I might know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask it to you anyway. Do you want to press charges?
Against him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Like I said, I figured I knew the answer, but I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, you gotta ask.
Okay. If you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, if you could sit on that corner for me over there.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you a piece of paper to kind of write down your experience for me, okay? And then I'm going to get her.
Oh my God!
Sad, dude.
Okay? In the elevator?
Yeah.
Sad, dude.
Well, then we'll read you your rights, okay? Yeah. All right, my partner here's going to search you, okay? Do not move. Do not try to run. Spread out your legs a little bit.
Again, do you have anything on your person? Any weapons?
This is why, to all my female listeners, pepper spray or a taser, please carry one. One or both. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't think I grew up in a poor neighborhood, so I saw violence a lot, fights and shootings and stuff, you know. And people that don't really know about violence, like don't really understand people that have never done a sport or a martial art don't really understand like the physiological differences between the average dude and the average chick. I mean, like, guys, so back when I used to kickbox, right? A friend of mine, he used to break dance. So we used to do a jiu-jitsu and kickbox, right? And everyone thought that he was like lying about his experience doing jiu-jitsu because he used to tap. Like, he's one of those where he could jump and like backflip and like land on his elbow. Like he could do like a back handspring and land on his elbow. Like, dude was like a physical specimen. He was so that type of like hand-eye core coordination, core strength, it's like being a gymnast. It kind of goes into all aspects of athletic performance, right? So he used to tap out guys as a white belt. He would tap out like purple belts because you show him something and he would just kind of learn it real fast. Or he was so fast and he was so agile, right? So when we started kickboxing, now jiu-jitsu is different, but because there are girls that are like 120 pounds that because they're flexible and stuff that could throw up commissions in ways that a lot of guys don't understand because they've never seen it. So I've seen like 120 pound girls tap out guys like 185 pounds. Now, kickboxing is different. Kickboxing, taekwondo, boxing, they're different because they're striking each other, right? My friend, he had been kickboxing for like 5.5 months, and he was hard sparring a girl that was a national champion. He was like 180 pounds. She was like 100 and I would say 68 pounds. But she was a professional, and he was like handling her like pretty easy. You know what I mean? So like there has to be a force multiplier. If you are a woman and you're out, first of all, most people, you guys don't expect to be safe at night. I think that's kind of, and I know that I'm kind of soapboxing this here, but guys, the expectation of safety at night for anyone is just kind of clown world. Guys, I live in the DMV, right? And there's places in DC and stuff where it doesn't matter who you are, you shouldn't be out at 3 o'clock in the morning. But if you are a woman, please, guys, pepper spray, Kubatons, tasers, something to even the playing field. Because you never know, man. You just never know. And a friend of mine in Seattle, she was walking, she went to the corner store and walked home, and these two guys came at her. She pepper sprayed them both, and ran off. It saved her. And then her mom used to go hiking a lot, had bear spray in her car. And this guy and this girl, like she was putting groceries in the back of her car, and this guy and girl tried to grab her stuff, and she grabbed the bear spray out of the back of the car and gave him a spritz of the hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it was great. Zaf, how's it going, my friend?
Pretty good. I was gonna say another thing, a little bit more effective than pepper spray. I can't really say on the channel, I don't think. But yeah,
well,
I can't really say it because it's a pew pew item. That
no. I think well, guys, that's one of the things about being from Washington State that a lot of my friends back in college don't like about me. I'm pro Second Amendment, right? That's just the way it works. And I think especially when women, guys, please learn how to use a firearm.
Like, even if you don't have one, it's good to know how to use them.
And tell you guys, there's a couple things that will save you. So without even having to do anything, number one, if you keep a 12 gauge in your house, if someone's trying to jimmy your lock, and you step right by the door and go and pump that thing, people are gonna run. They're gonna run. That sounds a mistake. And then the other thing, if you see a person, because my mom used to work in Tacoma, in the hospital that she worked at, it was one of those where it used to be in a nice area, but then over time, like the hospital stayed nice, but the surrounding area wasn't, right? So my mom was walking from the hospital to her car, and this guy and it was two guys and a girl were sitting on her Mercedes, and she hit her little beeper, and they all started walking towards her, and she pulled out the pew pew and was like, "I don't think so." And they're like, "Oh, we're sorry, ma'am." And off they went. You know what I'm saying? So I shudder to think, because my mom was like 57 or something at the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, what's she gonna do? So I honestly believe that people, what is it called? If you plan for success or whatever, like if you whatever. Anyways, preparation is success or something. But yeah, I honestly believe it, because I've seen in college and other things where bad things have happened to people that I know. And also, like, growing up poor in a bad area, I've seen this happen. I feel like Americans were just like removed from this type of stuff when it happens all the time. But like, so we're like, it just doesn't really click that can happen to you. So Seth, did you hear about the deletion that happened in White Oak at the Giant?
I think I heard something about that, but I don't remember exactly what happened.
2 guys got deleted, and then the 7-Eleven off of New Hampshire. This guy deleted the cashier, right? Just without a firearm, deleted him, and then they tracked the guy down, and then the guy had deleted his pregnant girlfriend, and the body was he was living with the body. Clown world, guys. This happens all the time, and you have to prepare. You have to be prepared. I think all women should at least do some type of grappling, judo, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, something, and or pepper spray and or a firearm. That's just my opinion. So, Jameson, Katie, what's up?
Hey, Jay, I'm new here.
Oh, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good.
Yes.
Howdy.
So, guys, can I ask you all a question? Do you remember, Charles McAllister?
The redheaded guy?
Yeah. I don't remember this guy at all, and I can't find his segment anywhere.
There is no segment. It was a separate sting.
Oh, really? Because look.
I saw the footage of him getting arrested. His hands are just shaking like crazy.
Arrested, yeah. But I was trying to find his segment because I was like, I'm gonna try and focus on people I don't know, but because I have his interrogations, so we can watch that next, right? But I thought I was the only one. I was like, I don't remember this guy. So I'll watch a little bit more of this knucklehead right here. But guys, I just don't. I don't know what possesses people to do things, and it's a small percentage of people who do bad things, but it seems like they have hamstrung people's ability to defend people against bad people. For instance, my friend in high school, his dad was in the military. These 3 guys broke into their house. This is in Washington State. It was my friend, his sister, and then his dad and his mom. And his dad was like, hey, look, you guys can take whatever you want, but if you come up the stairs, just don't do it. They came up the stairs. They had weapons, so he had his service a firearm, and he had deleted all 3 of them. Do you know these guys' families sued him, right? So he got arrested, and then they sued. There was no criminal charges that he had to fight 3 civil suits in court. Clown world. And I remember that was senior year of high school. Senior year of college, I was at the courthouse because I had a speeding ticket I had to take care of, But I saw my friend at the courthouse. Do you know it took 4 years to get all of that foolishness thrown out of court? 4 years. Because 3 guys broke into their property and their dad defended them and they got sued. And that is the issue a lot of times that I have with the United States. We're the most litigious society there is. So, anyways.
Or anything that's gonna poke me. These are all suspect, I believe. I don't know what the story is.
So was it just you and this other young lady that were in the elevator?
No, she wasn't in the elevator. It was him and his friend that were in the elevator. And then I got in there alone with them. So I wasn't with anyone. And then we got to the ground floor. And
oh, Katie, you live in the Bay Area. Huh?
Yeah, I sure do.
Yikes, yeah, things have gone downhill, that's for sure.
Yeah, I live out like in the suburbs, but still like some crazy stuff even happens out here.
It's bad now. Yeah,
so bad.
So I'm from Seattle, but my family lived in San Jose and San Mateo, and then San Francisco for a little while. So when I was about 2 to when I was about 11, we moved. So we lived between the Bay and San Jose, right? And then we moved back to Seattle. But now the whole West Coast is just absolutely insane. I don't understand what's going on. Even Seattle is just like absolutely crazy now. You know what I mean? And like, so I live in the DMV area, and now all the foolishness from DC is coming up here. Now the Walgreens near me, everything's behind glass now because of all the theft. Now all the stores do the thing where you have to weigh your item, like you got to beat the item in the self thing, and you got to put it on the scale. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. And Portland, Oregon's bad too. Portland used to be such a great place to live, and now there's so much violence and theft, and I just don't know what the city officials are thinking. You know what I mean? It's a small percentage of the people that are committing the crimes, but you're letting them run roughshod. You know what I mean? So I don't understand.
That's when she saw me and him like pulling me back, and she was like, "Get off of her! Get off of her!"
Okay.
And then he just like went.
Look at this guy.
Stop that! Hey, stop now!
No!
Stop!
No!
Is he on drugs or something?
He's either that or he's mental illness.
Maybe. I think so.
Get off! Knock it! Calm down! What?
Yeah, the cop should have punched
No,
him.
I'm
It
not
doesn't
gonna do
matter
that.
if he's. It doesn't matter if he's. Honestly, it doesn't matter how aggressive somebody is. If they're like charging at you, basically, just like, nope, just put them down.
Yeah, that's how I am. And guys, the thing is you have to keep people from hurting themselves, but you have to keep people from hurting other people first. That's just the way it works. You know what I mean? And okay, I have a big heart, but at the same time, you got to be practical. And guys, this is gonna lead me back to that Kathleen knucklehead. Katie, I know that you're new to the channel. Have you seen that Kathleen, what's her knucklehead woman that's like, these TCAP style stings are unconstitutional? Have you seen?
No, I don't.
Oh
think I
no!
have. I just saw, who was it? Somebody's mom that was on. Her son was on one of the stings, and is that the same person?
That's her,
No,
Dr. Phil, right?
Oh yeah, hold on. What's her name? Kathleen.
I forgot.
Oh, now guys, I'm sorry. This is a random live. Sorry guys, I didn't really have much, but anything that I can do to talk about that knucklehead.
Was it Meat Rocket 8's mom, or which? Because
Kathleen.
I wasn't sure which TCAP guy it was the mom of.
Yeah. Meat Rocket's mom was his attorney. What is her name? Jace's story.
Jace was the son's name.
Jace.
Pop up. Type in that in Dr. Phil, it should pop up.
Dr. Phil. Jameson, help me. What is this chick's name?
I looked it up.
Remember.
It looks like Luta something. Maybe.
Is it on Kathleen?
Hang on.
What is her name?
No. That's something else.
Kathy. Her name was Kathleen.
Hambrick.
That's right, Kathleen Hambrick. All right, guys, hold on. Sorry, I gotta go in on this chick again. I'm sorry. Look at this. Oh, here we go. What is this? Oh, look, she's got an interview with a law firm guy. Ooh, I gotta change the name of this live, guys. Here we go. Katie.
Here we go.
Buckle in for this. Okay. Oh gosh. Oh, this woman. Okay, guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, please rate how annoying this person is. And I'm gonna.
I found the website. The Lady Justice Myth is the name of the website.
Yeah, that's right. Here, hold on.
It says illegal police ICAC proactive stings circumvent laws and steal taxpayer money by manipulating our emotional extinctual fear of child abuse.
Yeah, look at that.
What?
Yeah, look at this. The late. That's right. Guys, one of these. I was gonna do a whole video bodying this foolishness. Police run illegal proactive stings. Look at this. What they're supposed to be
I love the
looking for.
capitalization. It's so funny.
Yeah, each
Like,
prosecution.
just because you capitalize it doesn't make it true. I mean,
look at that. Look at that. And all of this. Look at this. Okay. Additionally, the police will send out photos of the quote unquote minor using an actual photo of an adult police officer. If that's not enough to make you think that you're talking with an adult, so when you get to the agreed location, the adult on the photo will come out and greet you. When you enter the home, you're arrested for attempted rape. Look at that. You might not believe this is true, that the police would be so dishonest. My son didn't believe it either. He's about to be sentenced to 6 years to life, right? Come on, guys.
yeah, like just don't show up to those things. I mean, don't message kids, first of all.
Yeah.
Also, it's just.
Is she related to
the anti-registry activist manual? What is that?
Look at that. Look at that. Swedish TCAP. Oh, we're gonna get into this, guys. Oh, this woman drives me crazy. And look, hey, guys, does anyone want a shirt that says RSO, registered social objector?
There is a registered S defender, which is really funny to me because like registered S offender, but then somebody came up with registered S defender on a t-shirt, and it's just like a knight with a sword. It's really funny to me.
Hey, if anyone wants one of those for Christmas, drop it in the Discord. I'll buy it for you. As long as you send me a picture of you wearing it in a public place.
Yeah. And this wasn't a Chris Hansen sting. This was one done by the police through Craigslist, I believe.
Please read my blog as I unfurl this cultural atrocity, having firsthand knowledge how
cultural atrocity, girl.
Look at that. Okay, all right. Guys, I know that we've gone over this foolishness a couple times. Hold on. But we got to do it again. Katie, do you see what you did?
Sorry. I thought you were talking. So, like, who's the mom? And I think her son was in TCAP.
Yeah, it was Meat Rocket's mom because she was a district.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Jay Reffner.
Jay Reffner. Yeah. All right, guys. Who has the more punchable face? Reffner, Sokol, I'm really a professional guy, or David Schumacher.
I'd say Reffner. It's a soft target.
Oh yeah. He has a face that you would not tire of punching. You know what I mean?
Like punching a pillow.
Oh my gosh, dude! The smugness of this guy. Well, I don't think you quite understand what I do for a living because I'm so important. You know what I'm saying? He says Mike Manzi. Yeah. That's another one, dude. All right, here we go. You guys, listen to this stupid mute. Oh, this drives me nuts.
Hey, Mom, can I borrow the car tonight? My name is Kathleen Hambrick. This is my story. I decided.
Notice how she said it's her story and not her son's story.
Yeah, and the music, the two little sad notes at the beginning is so funny.
To have my son later in life because I didn't want to worry about finances or building a career. I wanted to focus on being a mother. My son is a lot like me. He's funny and nerdy and introverted, and he's a little socially inept. Growing up in the age of computers, he was naturally drawn to video games, and eventually he got into role-play games and
he's already starting
Dungeons and Dragons
with the excuses.
And he still plays them today. On a rainy night in February, my son came home from one of his 2 jobs and said, "Hey, Mom, can I borrow the car tonight?" He was very excited. He had met someone online, and I was happy that he was actually going out of the house instead of sitting on the computer all night. So I gave him a hug, I gave him the car keys, and I said, be safe, don't stay out too late. He didn't come home that night.
He said, guys.
Hey, NBC, 2 words, role playing, chat room, dude.
He's lucky his mom didn't take his computer and just completely throw it away.
Throw it away, yeah.
And by the morning, I was frantic and pacing, and I called the non-emergency 911.
She acts like he's 12. Guys, he was like 19 or 20 at the time. So for all you guys who've never seen this, her knuckleheaded son was like 20 at the time.
Sorry to interrupt, but there is a New York Times article about this guy.
Well, I think I pulled that up on a live stream.
The picture.
Let me look. Let me see. New York Times.
The picture.
Wait, University of Michigan National Registry of Exonerations. What? Hold on. Whoa! On September 15, 2020, the Washington Court of Appeals vacated Hambrick's convictions and ordered a new trial, guys.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
Are they serious? Look at this. So the court ruled that Hambrick's right to a jury trial was violated because he never personally waived his rights to a jury trial. So the prosecution conceded that the waiver of a jury trial had been signed by his attorney, was not signed by him. Prior to the retrial, the motion said that the prosecution had failed to disclose that the stings were underwritten with funds by the Operation Underground Railroad, a private anti-child whatever organization. The motion alleged that this organization used the successes of the stings as a fundraising tool. Hold on.
Yeah, I sent you the link to it. The picture that they took of the kid does look like an adult, but still, in any case, it's not.
They're saying the crime originated in the mind of law enforcement. The motion, wait. Okay, Hambrick went to trial a second time. More details about the operation were conducted, and the fact that law enforcement was being intentionally vague and naive. Was vague and luring naive people. He was acquitted. What? It was entirely credible that he was checking up because she might have been real. And in fact, there she was. She stood in front of him. Guys, what kind of absolute clown world is this? And this just got on this site in 2 days ago. Look at this.
Look at the article. If you look at the article on New York Times, there's this hilarious image of him with his mom.
This one?
On the first page. Yeah.
But here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter.
Is he in a diaper?
The image doesn't go down far enough.
Look at that, guys. Here's the thing. He already did the time, right? He's already splashed all over the news. So like, what's the point in getting him acquitted? It's not like he's
a truck driver now. So
is he? Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh no! Look at that, dude. What are you doing, bro? What is going on? Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I think. Look at this. Dude, does she hold it for you when you go number 1 too, buddy? What a joke. You guys. Oh, this drives me crazy, man. This drives me nuts. This woman's so delusional. Like, there's no way that any functioning adult would ever get caught up in this, right? Seriously. Here, let's just listen to this again.
And they suggested that I check the hospitals and the local jails. And I had never thought about checking the jails because my son had never been in trouble. And I did check online, and his name was listed on a roster in the county next to us. And next to it, it said attempted rape of a child. I was like, this is a mistake. So after I bailed him out and got him home, he told me what really happened. He said that he had gone on to Craigslist looking for a date or a one-night stand, and he had run across an ad that said gamer girl. Of course, that was a real big draw for him. And he started chatting with this woman, and a few sentences into the conversation, she said, "I'm 13." And his reply to her was, "What do you mean you're 13? You're on an adult site. Do you mean 23? Well, she didn't actually answer him. All she said was, "I like college guys." So being confused, he said.
Being confused, right.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Right. You see how she's just skipping over all this stuff? Guys, if you're ever anywhere and anyone's on anything and anyone says they're 13, guys, really? Do we really need to even, come on, dude. Even if it's a typo. Sorry, time to go. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
And he asked her to send him a picture. And she did, and the picture was of a 24-year-old woman. So he kind of just thought she was playing a fantasy role play, which is something he did all the time. So he proceeded to continue to talk to her, and an hour and a half later, she again says, "I'm 13.
There it is.
You would not have, no, if it was role play, you would have said, you know, let's say for this scenario that I'm whatever. You wouldn't just say, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm 13," and then just expect people to go with it. I mean,
Are you
it's not.
a cleric, a mage, a druid, a half elf? Like, what are we doing here?
No, role playing for him would be, I'm an independent grown male who lives on his own.
Look at that. He basically said,
"You seem like law enforcement. I happen to know law enforcement."
So the thing is, I have nothing against people who live with their parents in their 20s. I mean, I'm almost 20 and I live with my parents, mostly because my anxiety's been not great and I can't really live on my own or get a job quite yet because of that. But I mean, at least I'm out doing things and it's not like, my problem is when people live at home with their parents and they just spend the whole time rotting in the house and they don't go anywhere or like don't do anything for themselves.
The thing about this, Zeph, is that this guy was 20 and his mom. Okay, and there's nothing wrong with living with your parents. Yeah. The West is one of the only places where people are looked down upon for living with their parents.
Yeah, I mean, other
Africa,
places,
Asia, South America, you don't move out until you get married. Right? That's how it works. Like, I have friends in Argentina that were like in their 30s because they were going to school, starting businesses, doing things, and then they didn't move out of the house but they had their extended family living there, and their parents are like, you know what? It's nice having you guys around. You know what I'm saying? So like, and plus, what's the point in you being 18? Moving out of your parents' house, who would probably love to have you there, and now they're paying a mortgage. You're over there paying rent. What's the point? The only people who win is corporations because of mortgages and rent and all this other stuff, and then the gas and the water, the sewage companies, because now they have another person paying for those. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, I'm all for it. Luna, what's going on, my friend?
It only becomes a problem when you're like Donald Morrison and you're 48 years old, Donald.
He covered in whatever he was.
I think at 50, yeah.
He was covered in whatever he was covered in. What do you think? It looked like he was covered in bacon grease. Or like tree sap, like you fell out of a tree or something. What a goon. You know what I mean?
At this point, he knows he's talking to an adult. You can tell a lot of things when you talk to someone for an hour and a half. And this was all text messages. So he arranged to meet her.
An adult because by her logic, she's already said twice, "I am 13. By definition, that means you are not talking to an adult, specifically by that person's definition. I mean...
Zeph, you are making too much sense. So we can't actually have this knucklehead make sense, right? And guys, we all know the classic excuse.
It's just talking. I don't see the internet and real life are two different things.
Look at that.
Got there just as a last-ditch effort to make sure this was not a child.
This is how you know. This is how you know he knew that it was a setup. Watch.
He said, "Could you come out front before I come inside?" Smart boy. She did come out front. He was absolutely right. It was an.
If you have to ask, hey, can you come out front so I can make sure that you're not a minor? Guess what? The person thought you were a minor. Guys, this is not rocket surgery or brain science, okay? Absolute clown world. Hey, Luna, this is the woman that was like, TCAP style stings are unconstitutional. Basically thinks that all the predators are all victims. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Adult female, the female from the picture. He walked inside and he was arrested for attempted rape of a child.
Right when he stepped inside, guys. And I'm glad too.
I don't understand it. I don't quite follow their logic, but that's.
You seem to be the only one who doesn't get this, right? Right, guys?
What happened? In the state of Washington, the charge of attempted rape of a child, when you have no prior criminal record, will get you 6 to 10 years with lifetime probation and lifetime parole. Seems a little harsh. But
seems a little harsh? Somebody, please. I got nothing. I watched this probably like 5 or 6 times, and it infuriates me every single time I see this. It's just ridiculous. And the fact that she would go on Dr. Phil and plead her knuckleheaded son's case and act like, oh my God, I just don't know how you could believe that my son could do such a thing, right?
But that's what it is. There was no investigation done into whether my child was actually looking for
my child. He's an adult.
Another child or not. There was nobody came to the house. Nobody looked through his things. Nobody tried to find other potential victims if he was this monster that they said he was. But the judge didn't care about any of that. All the judge heard was 13. He didn't care that he was sent a picture of an adult. He didn't care that he had asked the woman to come out front and it was an adult woman. He didn't care that he was on an adult site. The judge didn't care at all. And we really hadn't anticipated Jace being convicted.
He's not an adult.
And then he was. And when the judge...
Say that again?
Craigslist is not an adult site, first of all. It's a site for listing, like things you want to sell or like...
Oh, Zeph. Oh, Zeph, you are young. No, Zeph, no. Zeph, you are young.
I know that they use Craigslist for those other things too. Craigslist is not specifically for, like, there's not like an 18 plus when you sign up for it, is what I'm saying. Like, people could use that for those things,
but there's like sections on there where there are guys. Here's the thing, guys. I don't understand how people used to meet on Craigslist, or like I know people who used to hook up on Facebook. Dude, how? Guys, if anyone I don't know hits me up on Facebook, I don't care who you are. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? But I know people that met randos on Facebook. How?
Yeah, it's not safe because with those, it's like, because with the dating apps, like they make you put photos, or like you're literally not going to get matches if you don't put any photos or anything.
Yeah.
But on something like Facebook or Craigslist, you don't know who's making that listing. I mean,
yeah, that's true. My friend is Indian, and she is a microbiologist, and then her husband's IT guy, and her husband's nephew came over from India to study at the University of Maryland, and he was here, he was alone, he was by himself, so he met this girl, quote unquote, on Facebook, and they had an online relationship, and it turns out he got an email one day saying, hey, I've been it's not funny, I'm sorry, but he was like, I've been recording all of our stuff, and do you remember those times where you were disrobed in front of the camera? If you don't pay me X amount of $1,000, I'm gonna send this to everyone in your family. Oops. Look at that. So he ended up like shutting down everything, and then he had never heard back from the person, but for like 6-7 months he was like terrified that something would happen. So guys, don't look. Because I don't ever win anything. I don't ever get in a drawing for anything. That's why I don't ever get got by phishing emails. 'Cause I don't win anything. Okay, like you've won this. No, I haven't. I'm not clicking on this email to claim anything. So
Judge said the words guilty. We were floored. My son turned to look at me, and I had started to bawl, and my sisters were there for support. And my son broke down, and I saw my son break down, and he came to me, and I hugged him, and I rubbed the back of his head, which is something I've always done. And I just whispered in his ear and rocked him and said, "Be strong."
Has anyone heard of the term son husband?
Him?
Yeah. Has anyone heard of the term son husband?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is what happens. Okay, it's a very, very, very. No, it's not all women who raise kids by themselves have this happen, but when this happens, it's very, very creepy. Okay, and this whole thing where like her son is like basically the man in her life. You know what I'm saying? Which is very, 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 very creepy.
I think it's also like boy moms is another version of that.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that has to be the most knuckleheaded part of TikTok that I've ever seen. That is some creepy stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like if you were to switch the genders and have like girl dads or whatever, because girl dads like, oh yeah, whatever, I play the house with my daughters and sports and all this other stuff. If you were to have them be as creepy to their kids as these boy moms are to their kids, they would all be in jail. You know what I mean? Like some of the stuff that I've seen and even the language that's used by these boy moms. Ugh. Anyways, I digress.
And I won't leave you. I believe in you. I know you didn't do this, and you're not alone.
You've been had.
Son for me. So after I got home, my sisters and I looked.
Did they just like give her some onions in between takes or something? Because like there was no tears before. Her behavior hasn't changed at all, and look, and now
Online
there's like one
for
small
any
little
kind of
tear.
information of how this is even possible in the United States, because we just had no clue and we were lost. And there was no information online, so I personally started.
You didn't have MSNBC? You know what I mean? I mean, there's plenty of TCAP footage for you, right, guys?
Started a blog. It's called Lady Justice Smith. Going on 2.5 years ago now, so that other people caught in these kinds of situations and scenarios would have a place to find information and support. I also purchased an RV and followed my son from prison to prison in the state of Washington throughout his sentence.
Guys, there are times where if you're going to show out for a cause, okay, look at the battle line that you've drawn. And then imagine the people that are to your left and your right and behind you and think, are these people really worth fighting for? This knucklehead has drawn a line in the sand with all of us on one side and Donald Morrison and Steve Seibert and all these knuckleheads on her side. You know what I mean? Is that really who you want to fight for? Really? Come on, man.
Well, I think she could have won an appeal.
Huh?
She could have won an appeal if she argued that her son can't eat in prison because she still breastfeeds him.
Look at that! You guys remember Jameson, that one In Living Color skit where Jim Carrey, he was the guy that still had the umbilical cord? You remember that?
I remember. I'm trying to remember it, but
That was great.
Wasn't there something where he folded it in half and started to
he
faint?
started passing out. Yeah.
Contact he had with somebody, the better chances he had for re-entry and a real life, if that was even possible at this point. But the really sad thing in my mind is that this is all a big hoax.
Please.
It's a big lie.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Clown world. How can this person think this way? Delusional.
They're not actually looking for people preying on children.
Please.
I was personally molested at the age of 13, and I know that there are child predators out there. So why would the police go to the extent of trying to...
But are you trying to say that my son is one of them?
How dare you? So if this happened to you, wouldn't at least if that happened to me, I would definitely not coddle my kid and treat my kid like a little angel when I had that happen to me. If anything, like what bothers me is this mom doesn't, act like her son has any
accountability at all.
Yeah. She doesn't
Agency.
She doesn't take accountability for anything, and it's kind of surprising to me that sometimes people's parents can be so permissive of these things. Just be like, oh, my kid can do no wrong, and then something like that happens, and the kid does something horrible, and they're like, oh well, how could he have done this? It's like, because you let him do whatever he wanted for 20,
But you
30
remember,
years.
Zeph, on her website, she's like, the cops were in on it, the DA's in on it, Congress is in on it, everyone's out to get my son. That's what she was saying. She's literally, she has to be one of the most...
I don't think they care enough about your kid, lady. I mean...
Yeah, because anyone that's into these conspiracy theories, you know what I mean? There's two ways to deal with a conspiracy theorist. The first way is to say, okay, dude, let me grant every single thing that you just said. Okay, let's just say that the Earth is flat, the moon landing never happened. There's some ancient cabal of people who eat babies. Fine. What can I do about it? And just stare at them straight in the face. What can I do? And that'll shut them up, because oftentimes they don't think that far. You know what I'm saying? They just want to sit there and hear ye scream about stuff. You know what I mean? What are you saying, Jamie?
I'm saying you can open your eyes, man. See the
Open
truth.
your eyes, man. I know the truth, man. And then the other thing to do is to say, look, let's just say that there is some ancient cabal of people who sacrifice whatever. How did you find out about him? Like seriously, there's a security guard at my job, and he was like, "Yeah, the Illuminati, bro. They've been around for thousands of years." I'm like, if this is true, you think these people who run the world, whatever, they're so sloppy that a knucklehead like you could just figure them out? Please, all it is just ego. It's just need to want to know. I know the truth, man. You know what I mean? Please.
They tend to be the same people who think that the government is inept and incapable of doing anything, yet they think they're capable of keeping all these secrets.
That's true. That's true. That is very, 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 very true.
To entice an innocent man into a scenario to capture them.
Oh, now he's a man, huh? Wasn't she just rubbing his head lovingly like a little boy?
Why? It doesn't make sense to me. Or it didn't back then. Why would they use the picture of an adult when the police are legally able to use the picture of a police officer when they were a minor? Why use a picture of an adult?
So whoa. You hear what she just said? Anyone?
Unfortunately, yes.
They were a minor.
Yes. They said they used the picture of an adult when they were a minor. Oops. You done told on yourself.
No person looking for a child would actually continue a conversation after you send them a picture of an adult. It just doesn't make sense.
Apparently your son would.
But what I also learned was that a lot of the people entrapped in these are either young, naive, impulsive men, or people who have some kind of cognitive, emotional deficiencies, such as on the spectrum of autism.
There it is. There it is. Zeph, here. Guys, I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to let Zeph... It's all you, my friend. It's all you.
As an autistic person, this drives me insane because people say, like, oh, they don't understand. No, if anything, they understand it better than everybody else because they know that that's against the rules. And oftentimes for autistic people, the rules, of course, not everybody's this way, but the rules are super important to many autistic people, and one of the rules is don't touch kids, and that's one of the rules, right? And so people just know that that's the rule, but of course, this lady who's been coddling her son since birth doesn't understand that, just because somebody. My issue is the infantilization of autistic people, and just saying like, oh, like when she said, oh, my child, trying to meet other children, it's like, it's not your child, it's your adult son, first of all. And just the fact that kind of treating just autistic people and cognitively different people as if they are children, despite them being in their 20s, is incredibly annoying to me. And it's just, a lot of people do that. It just pisses me off that people are like, oh, well, he doesn't know any better. It's like, Milo, that's not how that works, but all right.
Did you see?
Doesn't make him any less dangerous.
When Penn, was it Penn and Teller? That's them, right? Penn
so,
and
yeah.
whatever. One of them was on The View, those knuckleheads, and they were trying to say like, oh, something about violence at video games, and they were like, yeah, because we all know that like autistic people, if they play violent video games, then they're gonna go out and just start, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, hey, wait a minute, you can't say that. So you're trying to demonize an entire group of people. You're trying to say that just because a person's on the spectrum that they just can't tell the difference between Call of Duty and actually going out and like blasting up a place? That is incredibly disrespectful. Oh, well, I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean? Please, come on, man.
It makes them all an easy target. I also discovered that the police are paid for every arrest and prosecution that they make for someone that they label a child predator. Whether it's true or not, they still get the money. Now that does make sense.
How dare they?
It's about the money. Attempted rape of a child. For what purpose are they doing this? For the society. Can't we keep our children safe and not prosecute innocent men? Not ruin their lives or the lives of their families and friends and their entire community? Why do this? Is anyone actually safer by these police proactive stings? There was no...
Yes, they are.
Children saved. But my son went to prison. We all know to protect our young girls. I never thought to protect my son from a false...
Young girls and boys, you moron.
...accusation of a sex crime. And I would have never in a million years said my own government was behind it.
There it is.
Jace is now back home, and every once in a while, he'll look at me and say, hey, Mom, can I borrow the car? And we look at each other and we give a little smile, and then the sadness creeps back in. And I hug him, and I rub the back of his head.
There it is.
And I say, be careful. Because we now know what can...
And he says, Mommy!
No, she says, no, you can't leave until I tie your shoes here.
It happened, and we will never be the same. And that is my story.
Look at that. Now, guys, this is the other thing with this knucklehead. Okay, this is from, was it Mike Moore's law firm? And it looks like this only got 2,800 views, so good.
Her 20-year-old...
See, he was 20 at the time.
Son was busted in a police sting that catches adults targeting underage children for sex. And while she supports police locking up dangerous child predators,
she really, guys? Really?
As police stings rarely do that. And more often...
Do you hear this? Here, you know what? I want to see her debate Grady Judd. I guarantee Sheriff Judd will have something to say to her.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
Uses misleading decoys who take advantage of those who are caught to make splashy headlines in the news. Kathleen Hambrick calls vigilante groups who expose predators dangerous, and she believes the public needs to hear the other side of the story. The story of those caught in the stings. The stories you never see in media reports.
Let's sorry.
Welcome Kathleen Hambrick.
Huh?
Is she trying to suggest it was a vigilante group that caught her son? Yeah, I mean, we would agree with her. A lot of us would agree with her on the vigilantes, but
Yeah.
this is a police thing we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
To the show, open mic right now. The truth, the whole truth about your son and how he grew up a little different.
Look at her face. Oh, she's so annoying. Oh.
That doesn't even look like her.
August Lion, what's up, man? What's going on?
Different from most
That's
kids
got to
as
be
far as
Jace's
social
room.
interaction.
With what is that even?
Online gaming.
It looks like a garage, right?
Sure. I don't think that he necessarily grew up different. He's just an introvert, and you don't hear about the introverts as much as you hear about the kids on the football team or the cheerleaders or the band. And he didn't do any of those things. He is very shy, but he's a little quirky like me, and
just everything. Okay.
he's just a different kind of person than you hear about normally. But I think there's a lot of introverts, and there are a lot of kids that get addicted to playing video games. This is not new. So he grew up in that generation, and that's what he was drawn to.
Right. So at 20 years old, he was living at home.
Here's a thing that irks me. Katie, Zeph, and Jameson cook with me here, okay? She will not accept that she could be wrong. Okay? There's a difference between conviction and delusion. The way that she speaks. Have you guys ever seen the Westboro Baptist Church one?
Oh yeah.
Woman?
I remember the old man. I don't remember his name, but
church woman.
Wesley wasn't that guy? The guy's
just this knucklehead right here. They speak the same way as, and you can never tell me I'm wrong. I'm saying this, and there's no way you can ever convince me that the moon is not made of cheese. You know what I'm saying? And people like this are so scary. They're so scary because she, until the day she dies, she will not ever, she can't even consider it. There's no part in her brain that says maybe my son was being a moron or in a sicko. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to remember, her son told her what really happened. I mean, I've done that before. All the times I got in trouble at school, it was never my fault.
Never. Yeah.
No.
Yep. And she has this whole story that she's replayed to herself over and over and over again. And she's desperately trying to get this out to other people. And it just doesn't wash, Kathleen. It just doesn't wash,
Job. Tell us what happened to him online as far as the sexting by undercover police.
Talking online.
So my son had done this before a number of times. I knew he had done it.
That's not good,
Hey,
right?
yo.
Whoa, what?
He's done that before, huh? Mm-hmm.
I've done it. Sorry. He went online and he was looking for a
dude, keep digging, man.
hookup. And he went to a place that is for adults because he is an adult and he was looking for an adult. So he went onto Craigslist Casual Encounters. You have to click that you're 18 or over when you go on to that.
Because that sure stops people, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
So there's not you have to put in your ID or anything. I mean, anybody could be on there.
There's a pop-up box. Okay.
Site. And
her Craigslist profile said she was 102.
Her Craigslist profile said she was 102.
His mind, and now he's 20, and he doesn't get the red flags that some of us do. But
please, guys, are you hearing this?
Was I'm 13 not a red flag?
Come on, man. Come on. Guys, so much copium here, dude. She is bad.
Him, that meant that only adults were on that site. So he figured he was free to say and do whatever he wanted. And he ended up seeing an ad for a woman looking for a man who labeled herself as a gamer girl. And my son was addicted to video games.
Are you addicted to the internet?
I can't get over this room. There's boxing gloves. There's a medicine ball, a guitar. What is that there? A trumpet?
I think so. A trumpet, a fox pillow, an IKEA lamp, or is that Target? I think. Like, what is this? I don't know. Was it the yoga blocks?
It's online, so instant draw. He started talking to her right away.
Let me just clarify one point. You said that my son doesn't pick up on red flags. What did you mean by that?
Here comes.
Well, I think all young people don't pick up on potentially if somebody says something they don't.
He was 20 years old.
Necessarily know the connection. You know, like just if somebody says to toe the line. A lot of kids don't know what toe the line means, you know, and I think of my son at 20 as a kid.
See, there we go.
Look at that.
He had been in the Navy already and had been at the end of boot camp. They said they wouldn't take him because he has ADHD. So they literally
wait. Oh, that's the Marines who will take anyone. He joined the Navy. I guarantee, if he was in the Marines, he'd still be there.
You know, already pointed out to the fact that, and not that he wasn't intelligent, he scored extremely high on the test that you're supposed to go, you know, that you use to get in. In fact, he was almost to the part where he was going to be put into the nuclear program because he's very smart.
That's scary, right, guys?
Okay, so she just said that he was very intelligent. Okay, so he should have known.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't catch details, and he does it. And he was young. He's young and naive, and you just don't. The back of your hair doesn't go up for a young person as it does for an older person.
But okay.
Yep.
And they're also very impulsive. And they don't necessarily believe things they're told.
Got it. So, all right, take me back to the Craigslist story. He thought he was meeting, or he was, you know, trying to hook up online.
Right.
And what happened next?
Right. So he starts talking to this girl, and he's extremely happy she wrote back, which, you know, rarely happens right away. So she wrote back right away. Tell me about yourself. You know, they had a little introduction, and then she said she's 13. And that was like within a couple of minutes, she said, I'm 13.
And what did your son do?
So my son's answer was, you mean you're 23? Was that a typo? Because this is at a site for adults. That's what he wrote back. And she didn't answer him, which is, you know, you would think if you're trying to make sure that you're catching the right kind of people, you would want to be sure that that person understood right from the get-go that you are, in fact, a minor. And she did not do that. Her answer was she likes college guys. I don't know if that's supposed to mean you're 13 or not.
So I'm curious.
Okay.
If she had said she was 63, would he have still kept the conversation going and showed up?
That's true. Guys,
Somebody's saying I'm 13, and she's like, oh, you didn't know. She said it like
And guys,
3 times. What is?
She's basically saying
because she was going with it. She was.
Oh, so she wanted it.
That's what it
It's
seemed
her
like
fault.
to me.
this woman's she's just the worst, man. Oh, August Lion. Guys, have you watched Dylan Klebold's mom's TED Talk? Oh my gosh, there's so much cap. I've never seen someone dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge like any type of accountability, responsibility more than that. Check that out.
Was that the Columbine people?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick. So, all right, I've been like kind of sitting here absorbing everything and listening to everybody's perspective.
You have the floor, my friend.
but okay. So first of all, I have seen that video. I just wanted to have everybody watch it again. And just trying to figure out how to put this. So, like, everything about this woman just reeks of, and I'm no expert, but like somebody that's super narcissistic.
Yes.
And like there's some level of like mother-son narcissistic or narcissism, however you want to put it, like a duo, some sort of something like that going on. Yeah, like where she, you know, something more like malicious going on behind closed doors. Like she treats him in a way where, you know, he relies on her for like a lot of emotional support. And, you know, with you know, someone that's a narcissist, like their whole thing is, you know, they lack a lot of empathy. And it's all about them. And it's all about control. It's all about power, right? So like what I see her doing is, you know, she's almost like trying to save her own ass, right?
Yes.
She's putting out all these excuses for her son, trying to, you know, make it seem like he didn't do anything wrong, just to kind of like make it like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like she's not a bad mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's my point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it really. John, what's up, man?
She strikes me as somebody who wants her son to always rely on her.
Yep.
You know, she doesn't want him to be independent on his own because she wants to continue to have him need her.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And then so any negative action that he takes is a personal insult to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, cause you know, that's a reflection of her, right? So she wants to, you know, she's the powerful one. She's never wrong, right? So I had to look this up. So like a narcissistic mother, what they do to their son, they try to control their son and make them dependent on them for emotional support. Like bottom line, right? And like, you know, behind closed doors, she probably humiliates him.
Wow. Yeah.
To keep him in that subservient position, right?
Yeah. That's what I was trying to
keep that mother-son relationship going.
Yeah.
She did swell.
Well, hold on. You know who she reminds me of?
Here we go.
Hold on. Here we go. I hope this doesn't get the stream taken down.
Oh, Mama. The door, and I'll tell him that you're sick. I'll tell him that you changed your mind.
Remember? They're all gonna laugh at you.
You changed your mind. Sit down and be quiet.
I can't find the scene, but you remember that? They're all gonna laugh at you.
Yes.
Zeph, have you seen Carrie? The original?
But I do know I know a lot about it, but I also know that one of my favorite musicians, she sampled "They're All Gonna Laugh at You" like scream. She sampled it in one of her songs, and the song is called "They're All Gonna Laugh."
Oh, really?
She's at you. It's pretty good. But yeah.
Yeah, that's August Lion. Yep, son, husband, right there. Yep. And here's the craziest part about this. It's terrible because this kid is never going to be able to live his own life because he's probably in his mid-20s now or whatever. But when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you kind of want to I don't know, start a family or whatever, she's going to be all up in his business. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. He's never going to be able to get away from her. He said, "Where's?" Look at that.
He didn't. I mean, I'm a little confused. He didn't believe her, or he thought he was just misreading something here, and he continued the conversation after she said she was 13.
So what happened there was, he did say, why would you be on here if you were 13?
Struggling a little bit, aren't you?
He didn't believe her. So the next thing he did was ask her for a picture because she had said that. He said, okay, let me see who you are. And he thought in that regard that he would see if she really was 13 or not. And if she was, he would just stop talking. So he got a picture. The picture was of a 24-year-old woman.
And
so
you've seen that? Have you seen this picture?
This picture was actually printed in the New York Times.
Do you have it handy that you could hold it up for me?
I don't. I'm
All right.
sorry.
I'm sure my crack staff, Rocky, will put that up there.
That's right.
In here. Okay. So continue.
Yeah.
What happened next?
So, and additionally, being young, he couldn't tell me when I first asked him. He couldn't tell me what was it about the picture that made you know it was an adult. But when I looked at it, there's subtleties that you can tell as an adult. I could tell.
What's weird, to me. To me, what's weird is that it's her telling the story and not the actual guy that went through it.
Facts. Yep.
And that's I didn't think about that till just now. But she's the one that's doing it, and not him, which seems strange to me because they're acting like, when a child like deletes people and their mom talks, that's one thing. But when a 20-year-old guy does this and then he has all these situations afterwards, and then he's an adult and he's supposedly not allowed to talk about it, seems weird to me.
Sweet TCAP says now she can hold the fact that she got him out of prison over his head too. Yeah, well, we already got out of prison, but then they got his sentence taken away, so he's not on the RSL. And John says this is the Crimea River, Mom.
I was just
you make a splash.
You just know he calls her mommy.
Yeah, he has to.
Decision when you see something. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. And honestly, we've passed it around and nobody says that person is a minor at all.
Now, why would you do that? Hey, you guys want to see a picture?
So he assumes this person is just, role playing or
But
in a
you can't
fantasy
know
or
not him.
whatever.
What's that?
It's like you can't know what he assumes because you're not him. I mean,
Yep.
He's fabricating this whole thing about.
He doesn't really care at that point. He's seen an adult. So they continue to talk for another hour and a half back and forth. And some of it gets a little sexual. And at an hour and a half later, they decide to meet. And she again says at that point, I'm 13. You sure you're okay with this? At this point, he's been talking to her for an hour and a half.
Just popped in my head.
They're on an.
What's that?
I wonder if in the background, she's saying this is the story. I wonder if she came up with this story and told him, here, this is what happened. This is what you did.
Oh, yeah.
Stick to this story.
Stick to this story. Yeah.
I bet you.
I hadn't thought of that. Huh.
Adult dating site. He's thinking, clearly you are pretending to be a little girl. That's fine with me. It's not my fantasy. It's your fantasy. But okay. So, and he also thinks to himself as a 20-year-old, you can't trust anything on the internet. Let me go there, find out. If you are a kid, I'll leave. And if you're not, woohoo.
No.
So.
Okay. So just make sure I'm getting the story right.
He doesn't even know how to respond to that.
Over the
He's
guy's
like,
head.
okay.
The dark cloud of skepticism.
So he meet an hour and a half later. Where do they meet? What kind of place do they meet?
He sends her an address, and he drives to. It's a residence, and she is down in the basement of the residence, set up. And so you have to walk around to the back of the house and.
It's just like a TCAP sting. You gotta go to the back door.
You know what I didn't notice before on the Brian Gosselin? I've watched that one so many times. And I didn't like pick it up before, but they like he trips over a wheelbarrow in front of the front door.
Yeah, the wheelbarrow is legendary. If you go to Reddit threads, if you go to Temple of TCAP, man. Okay, Katie, since you're new, if you don't mind, how did you get into TCAP?
Oh no. Okay, spotlight time. So I guess so like I have, like 2 teenage kids, daughters.
Mhm.
And like I just like me being a mom, I try to be like hyper aware of like these sorts of things because my kids are like super duper game nerds. And then
What? If you don't
like
mind,
yeah,
if you don't
yeah.
mind, I'm going to give you a round of applause. Nothing wrong with being hyper aware. That's for sure, especially when it comes to your kids. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. So like I don't remember actually watching TCAP on TV growing up. But like later on I picked up on it on the like old episodes on YouTube. And like I guess like I had always thought that they were fake, right? Like I thought that they were some like reality type show set up, like it's not for real until like I just kept watching more and more. I'm like, oh, it's like this stuff like really happens. So I was just like in this world of watching a lot of Chris Hansen, and even watching like some of the like the side like vigilante stuff, which is okay, whatever. But then there were like the rips on the TCAPs, and that just like there's like this whole other world channel of like hilarity. So that's like where where I am at right now, if that makes sense. And then I don't know how I stumbled across your channel. It just like came up in like another feed. Like some of the other ones like aren't as funny. Joey's TCAP is pretty good. Actually just started watching that one too, but like pretty much like hands down out of all of them, like yours is hands down hilarious.
I think that was it Jameson and I both, so a lot of us had the same story. I know that yeah, Jameson and I were both in our 40s. Jameson, sorry, I dated you, right? But
hey, I'm younger than you. Go for it.
But so like I think all of us have told our stories at one point, because guys, remember we had the Lauren Armstrong month. You remember that, where we went on Lauren, and then we had Jeff Sokol Day. And I remember while watching TCAP live. I mean, I remember watching the parts of the first 2 investigations, but it wasn't until like the 4th investigation where they started doing all day Sunday reruns, right? Marathons. So from like 1 p.m. until like 7, it was all TCAP all time. And Saturday night in college, we would just go out and just rage, right? And then come back hungover, make some breakfast, and watch TCAP all day long. And then I didn't watch Hansen versus Predator at all until I started this channel. So I missed those, right? So I saw cowboy hat guy, Vincent Ambrosio. I remember him. And I remember Jeff Sokol, because Jeff Sokol was such a meme for a while. I was like, is that Chris Hansen? And I remember those 2. But other than that, I didn't watch any of the other ones. I mean, that. And now he has Takedown. But I think that it's amazing that it's how many years later now, guys? 22 years later? TCAP started in 2004, right?
About 20 years.
Yeah, it's about 20 years, and there's people that are, in their teens, that are in their 50s, 60s, all watching TCAP. It's crazy, and this type of content. And remember, the whole idea of online predators TCAP started that awareness. You know what I'm saying? People didn't really think that people could be victimized on the internet. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. I remember when HVP first came on, because you had to watch it on the internet. And I think Joshua Cologne must have been the first one, because I remember it wasn't very good. And then the next episode was oh crap. What's the creepy skinny guy on meth? What's his name?
Dupe.
I think
Dupe.
Dupe was the second one. It's like, okay. It's like, okay, this is more like it.
Well, I just didn't like the fact that, you know, Hanson versus Predator was so different. Obviously, it didn't have the budget, but I didn't realize Chris was on the sauce at the time, so he gained a bunch of weight. Like, he looks better now that he's older, but he was straight up in his alcoholism phase. And then like Tetrad Core, they were just kind of hamming up for the camera. It just like it wasn't the same. But now you can go back and appreciate it for what it is. And now with Takedown, Chris Hansen's like large and in charge. He's like, I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I like it. But I don't really watch any of the other Predator catcher dudes online because a lot of them just trying to ham it up for views. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I think Hanson versus Predator was crowdfunded mostly.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I'm just look. I know Chris doesn't have the best reputation. A lot of people have called us Chris Hansen sheeple. You know what I mean? Whatever. But Chris Hansen does it the best. Okay. He's the most professional out of all of them when it comes to all the stings. You know what I'm saying? So, and more these independent online dudes, you always find out some craziness about them. You know what I'm saying? So, and it is cool that Joey's TCAP jumps in my chat every now and then. That's pretty cool. But the whole reason why I had made this channel is because they had Temple of TCAP and a lot of guys that were posting the content, but other than forums, it was never interactive, right? So like, I'd much rather sit and watch an interrogation with all of us being able to talk mess over it at the same time. You know what I mean? So yeah, Walls is really good. Guys, the only issue with this is, guys, please go and support Walls and Ludi and all of us. Like and subscribe, guys, because we constantly get our videos taken down, guideline strikes, copyright strikes. It's absolutely insane, and it's actually kind of just disheartening. It really is, because I've had four videos taken down. So one of my Jeff Stacy's got taken down. The guy, I was just testing it. I knew what this was. His got taken down. Christopher Urban got taken down. And there was another one.
Cyber got your channel suspended, didn't it?
Yeah. Siebert got me. I couldn't post for like a month or whatever. So yeah, that sucked. So it just sucks that it seems like at any time and we're not really doing much, but the YouTube algorithm just doesn't like us talking trash about predators.
Is that all that it is? Is it, or is it just like more copyright, or is it just because we're like ripping on him?
It's that, but because I've got for cyber, bullying. You know what I mean? They're trying to say that it's like abusive language or whatever. I don't know. So, and I don't even go in that crazy on these dudes. So it sucks. But I think I need to start posting like Rumble or somewhere else too. And also, guys, I will make a backup channel just in case this channel gets taken down. So I hope it doesn't. But with as many videos as I have, I wouldn't be shocked if it does. So I'll make sure. Guys, let me drop the link to the Discord. If you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, please join the Discord. Zeph, if you could please drop the link to your channel in the private chat so I can drop that in the chat. for
let me get that.
people, please. And Luna, if you're still here, if you could please drop the link to your channel, guys. Please support all of my subscribers and all of their media efforts.
Yeah, I know. Baked Salmon does weekly live stream chat log readings.
Oh, really?
And what he'll do is he'll put it behind a membership paywall afterwards. That way, the predators can't go in and
oh, really? Okay.
make claims against them. Yeah.
Have to do that.
Right on, and my son texts her as a last-ditch effort to make sure it was an adult. Says, "Would you come outside first? Because I wanted to see you." He says to make sure I'm at the right place, but he wanted to see before he walked into a house with a potential child. Not that he believed it, but he's just being cautious. And the woman from the picture walks out the door, says, "Hey, I'm over here." He sees her and he goes into the house with the adult. The only person who's supposed to be there is that one person. So he walks in and he gets arrested.
So I'm looking at the picture now. As I said, my team sent it to me.
Good.
She's got headset on, a white hat. Rocky will put this picture up so our viewers can see it. Oh, there it is.
Sure.
Oops.
Wow. Good job, guys. So listen, I have 3
Look at
daughters.
this look on her face, like, ha, see, vindication. She's all proud of herself.
I would buy that as a teenager.
Yeah.
Is this guy a criminal lawyer?
I'm not sure.
Okay, just curious.
His name sounds familiar.
All right, so guys, please check out Zeph's channel. Go over there and drop him a like, please, and a subscribe. I'd appreciate that.
I have a 13-year-old, 18-year-old, 21-year-old.
Does she look like your 13-year-old?
One of my team members says she looks 20. I could argue that she could be 16, 17. But she doesn't look 13. How old is this person actually?
At the time of the arrest, when she walked out, she was 26. The picture was taken when she was 24. For me, an adult, I see lines on her forehead.
Oh, please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Joey's TCAP, dude, we are on a total tangent. Hey, man, let me know if you've heard of this. What is her name, guys? Kathleen Hambrick. She's the one that was on Dr. Phil and trying to say that the TCAP style investigations are unconstitutional.
But by the way, this guy is a personal injury lawyer.
Yeah. Of course
I was
he
just gonna
is.
say, I just looked him up.
Hey guys, I can't talk mess because my uncle is. He's that. Have you been injured in an accident? We always say that he was on the track team in college, and he was on the track team so he could practice for all the ambulances he chases. Look at that. But yeah. This lady, she's man, terrible. But she just can't fathom the fact that her son would try and go after a 13-year-old. So she's like, it's a big scam, and the government's in on it, the DA's in on it, the judge is in on it. Soylent Green is people, you know what I'm saying? All that foolishness, and she's just so delusional.
Confidence in her eyes and perfect makeup. That's not 13 to me.
Yeah, no, I don't think she looks 13. So the police.
He wants to say, but she said she was 13. So none of that matters.
Obviously had her online as a sting operation, saying she was 13. Your son did what he did, met her. He walks into this house and they immediately arrest him.
Oh yes, immediately.
And
hands down. So the other weird thing about this, if I can, is that the police rules say they can use a picture of a police person when they are a minor, because they can allow that. So the police person could have submitted a picture of when she was 13 and they could have sent that. but they're purposely sending a picture of an adult. Why would you do that?
Guys, I don't know how we can hear her from such a high horse. Seriously, like her high horse is so high, like she must be like passing out from lack of oxygen up there. You know what I mean?
Anybody that's looking for an actual child would not have gone to meet that person.
And did your son try explaining to the police when they arrested him?
Yeah. He consistently, through the interview that they had for him, said, I didn't think she was a kid, and if it was a kid, I would have turned and ran away.
And did the police check his criminal history and records for child porn?
Her son said,
"It's just talking. I don't see the internet and real life are two different things."
Or for, other illicit stuff?
That's the other thing about the whole, I call it a scam. Personally, I think the whole Sting thing is a scam for money. They checked his phone. They checked my car because he had driven my car. They never came to the house. So if they're looking for victims, how do they know he doesn't have somebody locked up in the basement? How do they know that?
Dude, she is reaching, dude.
Hey, look at the title of this video. It says it's 102.
Oh, that's true. Look at that. Look at that. Cyrano. What's up, man? Long time. Good to see you.
They didn't come check his PC at home. They didn't check any of his stuff. They only took him. And yeah, of course, they checked his history online, but I mean, his criminal history. Sorry about that. They checked his criminal history and he doesn't have any. So the fact that you don't have any and you don't have any pictures on your phone or any indicator that this was intentional, you would think that they would then do a more thorough investigation. Did we get the right guy? Is this really true? But they don't. They literally prosecute everybody that comes there. Everybody. And quite often, a lot of people who don't go there, they'll go to their house if they don't show up and arrest them there.
So tell me what happened in the legal system.
Here we go.
Actually, I honestly, and Jace also, didn't believe it would ever be convicted. I kept asking my lawyer, why are we going to trial? What is there to prove? In my mind, he didn't do anything wrong. And still to this day, in my mind, he didn't do it. He's naive. He's young. I would have gone, I don't even want to go near that. But
narcissist.
What?
100%. Can't ever be wrong.
August Lyon says maybe he worked for Meat Rocket and had some really sensitive information on his computer. Look at that. And yes, Katie, you are correct. You are correct, man.
So we went to trial. We did a bench trial. We did not want to do a bench trial, but our lawyer told us that juries don't like to hear about this stuff. And so
imagine that.
We didn't agree to it, but we did a bench trial, which is just the judge. And the judge.
Let's say that again.
I said, imagine that.
Well, sorry, keep going.
That case that I sat as a juror on last year, as soon as we got into the deliberation room, I mean, everybody was almost guilty. Just put the guy away right off the bat.
Yeah, that's crazy that you had to sit through that, man. That's nuts, man. Like, didn't you say that you saw like one of the people from the trial, whatever?
Oh yeah, I saw both the girls later in the grocery store.
That's crazy, man.
What kind of trial was it?
It's a child molestation.
Oh.
It's the father and I guess would be stepfather, one of the girls.
Ugh.
Oh,
but no, I mean, it was like right away in the jury room. Almost everybody except for one person was just, guilty on all counts.
My friend in college, she had jury duty for a double deletion trial, right? The dean of University of Texas San Antonio's son had decided that he was gonna, be double O freaking gangster guy. Right, and he decided to do a friggin' a shooting, and he deleted 2 people. And my friend was on the jury, and they gave him he was guilty, but he basically made a deal so that he wouldn't get the death penalty, but he had life without the possibility of parole. So my friend was on campus one day, and the dean walked was like, "Hey, Norma." She's like, because she was on the jury that convicted her son. I mean, that basically, yeah, awkward. So.
Well, you did agree to it because you could have pushed for a jury trial. So let's just be straight.
Gotcha.
Okay, I will be 100% straight. We didn't agree to it, and that's why Jace won his appeal. Because
dude, but you lost the first time.
His lawyer signed the paper. But
so you got off on a technicality. Clown world.
So that's
well, they got an appeal on a technicality.
Yeah.
So
they could have spoken up.
You don't want to bench trial. You had a bench.
Look at her face. I tell you guys, she's just like that Westboro Baptist Church chick, or like Michelle Bachman.
That Westboro Baptist Church, like she's also a lawyer.
Yeah. You know what the craziest part about that is? The dad, he was a very prominent civil rights lawyer in the 60s and the 70s.
Fred Phelps?
Yes. He was. I heard that. I was like, that is cap. And sure enough, I looked. The world is a strange place. That's like, was it Jim Jones in the Jonestown? They were the Freedom Riders. Remember them? Back in the day, they used to ride on the buses and fight for integration and all of that. And then they went to Jonestown and what happened after that. But she has that same type of look in her eyes.
Trial, kicking and screaming.
Arrogance.
It sounds like, and he was
I wouldn't
convicted.
even call it arrogance.
Smug arrogance.
Yeah, it's delusion. I would say Katie's right. It's narcissism. You know what I mean? And we aren't experts here, but it's so extra. She's so extra. There's nothing this guy could say, even as an attorney that's practiced for how many years, that would let her think that there was anything wrong on her son's part in any of it.
Convicted in a bench trial.
Correct.
And then you appealed that on the grounds that you didn't want a bench trial?
Our appeal lawyer said, did you ever actually sign this or say that you agreed to a bench trial? And Jace had not. And so that appeal was, the verdict was overturned.
So wait. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
What was the alternative? She didn't want to go to trial, right? So what was the alternative?
A jury trial or a bench trial.
Oh, okay. Got it.
But the thing is, wouldn't the judge have asked the defendant, says, is this what you actually want? At some point?
I don't know. I do not know.
Well, Jace had already served 1.5 years in jail and prison, and our lives were pretty much turned upside down in an instant, and it was a horrific time.
Oh, wow. Look at
their lives got turned upside down.
Yeah, he's right. Finally, the host is pushing back a little, and look at how angry she's getting fast. She's so practiced at this story that anytime anyone questions any of it,
how dare you?
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
So now we're back to, they have recharged him and he has to go back to trial.
That's where we're at right now?
Right now.
Wow.
Look at how proud of herself
tell me about
she is.
it.
So,
there's that victim of, yeah, tell me about it.
Tell me about
lawyer,
it.
no, you're publicly.
Say it again. Sorry.
I said the whole, tell me about it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like
Talking
she's the
about
one
this
that's
stuff?
dealing with it. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not her life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is her life, right?
Well, yeah, but what I mean is like
Not in a good way either. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Not in a good way. Look at that.
I don't know. The lawyer really doesn't talk to us very much. I don't have any.
Can you imagine having her as a customer for anything, let alone a client? She's one of those where she would be calling you and sending you emails and notes and all this other stuff. And you just have to every time she calls, message 13. The AT&T number you have dialed is no longer in service.
Money left. $100,000 later. I mean, I don't have any money left.
$100,000. Seriously?
So we were with a public defender, and honestly, I don't care if they know that we're talking about it. I think that that's part of how they get all this to happen, and people to take an insane number of plea deals on these things happen. And I think that that's how they get it. They scare you. But
now I can tell you guys that is one of the only true things that this knucklehead has said. Okay. And that's true for everything, guys. There's like 8 out of 10 crimes are pled out, right? Guys, if you, okay, let's, I think, Jameson, do you want to give our disclaimer for the cops?
Me?
Yeah. So we haven't said it.
I never listen to you when you say that.
Guys,
I think the cops are my friends.
Guys, anytime if you find yourself, because most of these knuckleheads are guilty, all right? But guys, if you find yourself in a police station, keep your mouth shut and get a lawyer, okay? Get a lawyer. The police are not your friends. They're necessary, but they're not your friends. They're not trying to understand you. They're not trying to help you out, man. They're not trying to, all that other stuff that they say. They're not trying to help you out. They just aren't. Get a lawyer and keep your mouth shut. I'm not anti-cop. I'm pro-good cop, anti-bad, bad cop. But the police are not your friends. And guys, they just need cases closed. They don't care how. As long as it's closed. That's why they encourage people to plead out, okay? That's why jail is worse than prison. They have jails where the lights never go off, where it's too cold, it's too hot, the food sucks, there's no long-term living programs, because they want you to be so uncomfortable that you're going to plead to something that you didn't do, a lesser crime for what you didn't do, just to get out of there and go home. If we want true criminal justice reform, guys, everyone go to trial. If every single person who was ever arrested for anything, whether they did it or not, went to trial, they don't have the manpower, they don't have the space, they don't have anything. The whole system would collapse. You know what I mean? That's what Dr. King and them did in Birmingham, Alabama. They said, guys, we'll just have them arrest all of us. They don't have enough room in jail, and that's what happened. So the jails had to start letting people go because they didn't have enough room. And then they were running out of money. So
I'm not scared. I should be, but I'm not.
Right. So when was his trial? I don't have a time frame of when this all happened.
Sure. He was arrested in February of 2017. His trial was in May of 2018. He got out of prison 2020, January of 2020. And so he's been home for a year now.
And the prosecutors are still going after him.
Yeah.
What was his original sentence?
He got 18 months, lifetime probation, lifetime registration.
That's not that bad.
And he was the lowest.
That's it. That's all he got. But this Washington State. I mean, just do you remember when that lady was like that housing council in Washington State? Do you remember that? Where the lady was berating the woman because she said that because the lady said that the person on the Zoom call was an offender and was harassing her, and she's like, "You can't how dare you do that to him? And he's a protected class. He's a sex offender." Remember that? I'll have to do another video on that. So there's certain people who don't believe in punishing these people. So
people get 10 years. For the same sting.
But he was already released. So I mean he already served his 18 months, it sounds.
Yep.
So I'm confused why they want to retry him.
They don't want to let it go. They get money for prosecution.
You don't want to let it go.
Since the one who wrote an entire blog post about it and was obsessing over it. Oh, they don't want to let it go. No, lady, you're the one that's bringing it back up.
Look at that.
Executing him and getting convictions, and they're not going to let it go.
So, oh my God. All right. So you recently told this story on the Dr. Phil show. Tell me, I have not seen that episode. Tell me about your experience on that show.
So we have a group of advocates now that it's mostly parents that got together, and one of the parents had been writing Dr. Phil for like 2 years, sending her information, and by her I mean one of their producers. And eventually, after the New York Times article came out, the lady said, well, Araceli, my friend, said, yeah, I know these people, and this is part of what I've been telling you. And so the lady said, okay, well, if you can get her and her son on, then let's have a show. So we got on there, and the producers were great. They were floored by what I was telling them. They
really
told me how they went and had conversations with their children or their friends, and nobody could believe that this was actually happening. But they also told me that there was going to be a police officer from one of the ICAC, Internet Crimes Against Children branches. He was a California officer out of Fresno. And so I said, great, can I ask him questions? Because I really want to know why they're doing this. Why would you do it this way? Why would you confuse people and then arrest them as if you thought they always had the intention of hurting a child? And they said, yeah, you're going to be able to ask him questions and, have a conversation. So I said, great. I had all of my questions lined up, and we got on the show, and I was not allowed to ask him a question. So I was like, okay, what is this about? And eventually I interrupted Dr. Phil and I said, can I ask a question?
Her interrupting Dr. Phil? You don't say.
She did a Donald Morrison and said, may I ask a question? No, sir.
No, sir. Okay.
And he's like, oh, yeah, sure. So my question was specifically what we had talked about. If you're truly trying to save children, why would you not go to the person's house to check for any evidence of this having happened before, any other victims, any, somebody in need of help? And he looked at Dr. Phil and said, we do. And Dr. Phil said, oh, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of laws you have to follow and rules you have to follow. And the cop was like, yeah, we do. No, they didn't. And
in your case, they did not.
So since then, I've actually started a survey, and I've sent it to, there are tens.
Of course she started a survey. Would you like to take a survey? Right? Come on.
Of thousands of people caught in these things. And I've sent it out, and it's like 1 out of 10. They go and check the houses. They don't. I know they don't. So,
okay. but that's so that,
if they have enough evidence, they don't have to.
Exactly. And they look, people don't check the houses because they don't want to hear the.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
And just look at the confidence in which she's saying all this. She's just like, yeah, I'm so right.
That's your beef about that is that there could be people tied up in the basement.
My beef about that is that they're lying about why they're doing it.
Please.
Doing what? The stings?
Yes.
And your hypothesis is what?
I happen to know for a fact that they get money from the federal government for every arrest and prosecution that they do.
Yeah, that's kind of how their job works. But then again, like, she's convinced that her son is so important to the government, and it's like, it's one guy.
Yeah,
it's not like your son is a CIA agent.
But that's the thing about this narcissism is, like they said, everyone's out to get me, guys. I hate to say this, but guys, all of us in the grand scheme of things aren't that important. And I don't mean that in like a negative way. We're all just regular people doing regular things. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not that important. And that's a good thing. You know what, guys? So my nephew, he's 18. He's like, yeah, being famous would be awesome. I'm like, I would want to be rich, but not rich and famous. You know what I'm saying? Fame is not that great, especially when you look at people who are famous but not rich, right? You know what I mean? But it's a lot. Once you lose your anonymity, it sucks. You know what I mean? It really, really does. You look at why, like, Sean Connery lived in a villa in the middle of Spain. He's like, dude, I hate going places, or how the Always Sunny guys were saying that the first time that they went out with Danny DeVito, they were like, yeah, Danny DeVito's been famous for so long, it's like he lives in a different world. And then he said they were going to go to a Lakers game with Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson's been so famous for so long, like he said, so when he talks, he doesn't even make sense. Like people are like, okay, Jack, like dude, he didn't make any sense. What are you talking about? But he's Jack Nicholson. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I would never want to be famous. Rich, yes. Famous, no.
Do.
But are you listening to what she's saying?
Huh? What's that?
Are you listening to what she's saying? I mean, it's shocking. These people get paid for doing their job.
How dare they? Right?
So weird.
Please.
Or not. They still get funding. And they get millions of dollars.
Okay.
That's what that's for.
So there's an
That's
incentive
funding.
for them to do this. Additionally, they have a backlog of rape kits. Washington State was behind by 3,000 rape kits unprocessed, but they're doing stings.
So okay,
that doesn't make sense to me.
So
what?
Okay, so I get priorities and money.
What?
With regards to your son's case, if the photograph would have been of this police officer at 13,
right,
would you feel differently?
Oh yes, absolutely. When
Okay.
I first heard that this had happened,
Yeah,
I raced
right.
home and searched his computers, looking for anything that would indicate that he had been looking at children and I want to say out loud, because this is a misnomer, I think, just because somebody is into child porn doesn't mean they're going to offend. But those that
That's not just a hot take.
Look at the lawyer's face.
That's a third-degree burn.
He's
take.
blown away.
Guess what? They're going to come to your home and search it now.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at who she's defending, guys. Look at that. Okay, like I said, you have to be able to, if you draw the battle lines, you want to look to your left, look to your right, and think about who's on your side. By saying that, there's okay. Complete delusion here, guys.
offend children all have child porn at home or on their phone or whatever.
What?
So I went home and instantly looked through all of his stuff and there was nothing.
Can we go back for a second? What did you just say?
She's saying that all children have child porn on their phone because they're taking pictures of each other. Because technically, like if you're 13 and you send a nude to someone, that's technically child porn. Technically, I think that's what she's trying to say. But I might be giving her too much credit. He says he just let the mask slip way off. Yep, facts. Now you got to check her hard drives, guys.
Looking for anything that would indicate that he had been looking at children and I want to say out loud, because this is a misnomer, I think, just because somebody is into child porn doesn't mean they're going to offend. But those that offend children all have child porn at home or on their phone or whatever. So I went home and instantly looked through all of his stuff and there was nothing. So I not to mention I know my son, but I didn't want to be one of those parents who denied it for no reason. I said, okay, show me why you think this. And it wasn't there. There was no corroborating evidence. There's no investigation.
So let's, this is going to be a sloppy question, but so you contacted me because we've had Chris Hansen, Ghost, and Anxiety Wars, Zach Swears on the show.
She was upset. She's upset. Here's where it gets good. She said, you had Chris Hansen on your show?
How dare you?
Let's see what she has to say about good old Chris Hansen.
And you were upset. You're upset at vigilantes, for lack of a better word. They don't call themselves vigilantes, but let's just use that word for today.
Sure.
There's a huge difference in the law between a private person doing this stuff and the police. Obviously, in your case, the police did it, but you know, some of these stories that we've shared on the show through these other episodes of these vigilantes who appear to be doing it for the right reason in their minds, who appear to be catching bad people.
Look at her.
Who are
listening to respond. She's not listening at all. Like, she just has her whole narrative ready. She has her answers done. And look at that.
Think they're meeting 12, 13, 14-year-old.
Look, no nodding her head and saying, okay. Look, she's just blinking her eyes, just waiting for him to stop talking.
Children in Targets and Walmarts and whatnot for sexual rendezvous. They think they're doing the right thing. They have a lot of support. But the difference between the two is
she just knows better than all those people, right, guys?
Is very drastic. So tell me, what you think is so wrong with these
here we go
private vigilantes.
Well, there's a lot of things wrong with the private vigilantes. First off, in this country, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. So you are accusing somebody and you are not showing any of the evidence, not to mention we're not judges or juries, and people can't just say you did this and I think that you really meant X. And all of these crimes through stings, be it a vigilante or the police, are thought crimes. There are no children involved in these. So nobody has
thought
crime. This chick is she's digging so much. She's in China right now. Seriously, is she serious? When you physically do the act of getting in your car, driving over, that's not a thought crime anymore.
It's actually done what they're being accused of doing. So additionally, there are a lot of laws about what you can and can't do. Like, you cannot go on a site and impersonate somebody else. That's illegal. So the vigilantes are breaking the law. You cannot entrap somebody's words.
That's not true.
Again, though, she's railing about vigilantes. That's not who busted her son. It was a police sting.
And here's the thing, guys. You can go and put a different picture. Now it depends what you're doing it for. If you're trying to say I'm Jameson and I'm selling this house or whatever, and I'm not him, that's different. But if you just make a profile and you put a random picture, I mean, that's not illegal. It's not.
Or
it's stupid. It's dumb, obviously, but
confiscate their words when you're pretending to be somebody else. Words are.
She just thinks she's so fucking smart, doesn't she? I'm sorry, guys. I try to not swear. I really, really try to not swear. But she just thinks she's so damn smart, right? That she just has got it all figured out. Look at that.
Are guarded. The only way was if you were within hearing distance of an actual person-to-person conversation. So there are a lot of laws that have to do with what they're doing. Even the police aren't allowed to trap words, and they're given leeway because they're police to trap other people's conversations. You're not allowed to do that. It's along the lines of wiretapping, and it's so these people their lives are being ruined by these vigilantes. And where's the proof? Where's the
don't they show the proof when in the videos?
No.
There it is.
They show chat logs. There's hours of proof. There's phone calls. She's just making things up at this point. I mean,
look at that.
Show the chat logs. We've seen.
Keep on. Sorry.
Her son's chat log might even be out there somewhere.
I think so.
The chat logs. These people are.
They send pictures of their garbage.
In my opinion, they're showing whether they gathered the evidence right or wrong. They're showing the chat logs and the conversations of these usually older men trying to pick up younger boys and girls, and and they show up at the meeting spot clearly knowing they're 12, 13, 14 years old. They meet in aisle 4 at the Target store, and there they are with their cameras showing these scumbags meeting them. You're advocating for these people, saying that their rights are being trampled without evidence.
Right.
But
and that's where you want to be. That's where your however many years in life ended you up being, is advocating for Donald Morrison, Seibert, Kennelly, who else, guys? Schumacher. You know what I'm saying? That's who she's showing out for. Rutherford, Walter Babst. That's who she's trying to show out for.
Westerbeck, or as some people say, M. Lesterbeck.
Come on, man. Come on. I hope you're proud of yourself. Because I would say that this woman right here is worse than all those guys. She really is. You know what I'm saying? At least those guys in their heart of hearts know what's up. This woman is just straight delusional. Look at these. We're tapping into a higher level than we're talking to you. Yep, that's true. Yep.
I don't know if I agree with you.
And that's fine. So
do you think I care that you don't agree with me?
So how this started was I had just seen one of Ghost's videos, and I wrote him and I said, can I see your evidence? Can I see the chat log?
They showed it in the episode.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Hey guys, there's a thing called a FOIA request. You can FOIA that information. Just ask good old Joey to TCAP and all these guys that have found all this footage. That you can FOIA that. You just don't write the guy and be like, I demand to see your footage, right?
He did not provide to me. And even
Use
if
the
he
internet,
had,
look it up.
that would have helped. But even if he had,
who are you? He owed me footage. I'm so important. He had to prove something to me. Who are you? That's the thing that just like drives me the most crazy. Who does this? If this chick she's like a legend in her own mind. You know what I mean?
how do I know that he's not altering
Who are you?
the chat log?
There it
How
is.
do I know? So when we were on Dr. Phil, he put up some messages that went between Jace and this person, but he took them out of context. He didn't put them in order. So, I mean, he twisted
But
it to tell a story.
If it
And
sounds bad out of context, it's probably not so great in context either.
Facts. Yep.
the story was not what actually had happened. So how do I trust a single person that's out there who I don't know?
Yeah. You can't trust anyone. It's all a conspiracy.
Who's doing this against people that he doesn't know? How does that work in the American justice system?
Well,
here's a lawyer.
I mean, you know that this is happening out there.
I do know that it's happening. I also
And
know
that's
that a lot
son.
of people are being tricked into something they did not intend.
Please.
Like your son.
Like my son.
You see what he did right there? You see what he did right there?
Yes.
You said, see what he did. He said, I also know that there's a big conspiracy and they're tricking all types of people like your son. Of course, him. Please.
And I mean, so I assume you're going to be pushing for a jury trial this time.
Yes, we will have a jury trial.
What state is this happening in New York?
Washington State.
I'm sorry. I don't know where I got New York. Washington
right.
State. And is there a trial date set?
It keeps getting moved. I don't know. In this day of COVID and all that, we don't know what's going to happen.
That's a good point. We're suffering the same here in Michigan. And has there been any plea offers? Are they trying to resolve this case?
They did offer a plea. They offered for 1 year of probation and then no more jail time, I should say, or prison time, and 1 more year of probation, and then still on the registry for life. Which,
That
you
doesn't
know,
sound too
I
bad
don't
to
know if you.
Yeah. But, you know, like I said, she's legend in her own mind, you know?
You probably do. You're a lawyer. How devastating that is to be on this registry of 1 million people now. 1 million people are disenfranchised from life.
Please.
Disenfranchised. Are you kidding me?
Guys,
So,
get...
With this lady's logic, the guy who did that stuff to her when she was a kid shouldn't be on a registry, apparently.
Guys, get out your violence for all those poor people on the RSO. Clown world.
This country. So you can't get a job, you can't get an apartment, you have to, explain everywhere you go and everything you do. So that is what they offered
my
him.
son won't have access to children.
Part of the problem here is that in order to get my son out of prison,
sorry guys,
we had to do the compact because we actually live in Oregon and not Washington.
Someone says, I'm without words on how horrendous this individual is. Is she really trying to change everyone's view on catching monsters just because her son got caught? Couldn't be more delusional if she tried. Yeah, look at that. All these people are bodying her in these comments, man. Look at that. Look at that.
I don't understand why she would have such a problem with him not, like, potentially getting his own apartment, since she's wants him to be at home with her always and coddle him some more, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's true.
Which was another interesting thing when.
Keep going. Sorry.
You were just scrolling down. I saw a video about the woman in the green shirt that got in a drunk driving incident. I love that video. Can we watch that one next?
Wait, which one?
It was the one of the. If you go down a little bit more, I think you've watched it already. It said that you watched it already, but it was this lady in a green shirt, kind of like half sticking out of a car.
Yeah, you've watched that one before. I was.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that one.
Yes, this. So this
so
one
funny.
right here is the
That's
woman
not the
who snuck on the plane. It wouldn't get off, so they had to deboard the whole plane, dude. Horrible. And then hold on, I watch a lot of body cam stuff. And then this one here, guys, this video right here. This is the Jameson. Austin.
Oh yeah. Her.
One of the most egregious examples of partner abuse that I've ever seen in my entire life. Matter of fact, copy link.
Austin,
guys,
only you can save me.
Drop this. I mean, guys, watch this. This will literally give you chills, okay? At how there's new studies that are showing that when there is DV going on now, that it's actually mutual, right? So if there's a couple that's doing this, it's there are, if you count emotional, mental, along with physical, that is both ways, right? And when you see the foolishness in this video, you can honestly see like how frightening that this can be, So
when the police put this ad online in Craigslist, they put it not in their own state; they put it in the adjoining
what does
state.
that have to do with
We won't even go into those technicalities, but
no.
Yeah. Well, I definitely agree with you. The police, there is entrapment. There are things that the police, they're held to a way higher standard. In fact, there's no standard for the ghosts of the world and others. But, what have you ever watched the Chris Hansen Catch a Predator show?
Oh, here we go, guys. Let's see what she says.
Shows back in the day.
Yeah.
And what do you see wrong with those?
Kind of the same thing. I mean, you can't just ruin somebody's life off of what you believe. It's a TV show.
They ruin their own
It's a TV
life.
show. It's fantasy. And
I told you guys. I told you.
What about the guy that brought all those firearms? What about that guy?
I told you guys.
Was that just a joke? I mean,
I don't see the internet and real life are two different things.
Hey, NBC, 2 words, role playing, chat room, dude.
Right there. Right there.
Maybe those people are guilty or maybe they weren't, but that was made for sensationalism. And I think these people who are vigilantes, it's almost like a video game for them. They get adrenaline off of it.
Please.
They're junkies in that regard.
She's a junkie doing this.
That's not the American way.
So I understand, your son's case. I hear your
the
position on it.
American
I
way-
think that people could
so what is the American way in that case?
I don't know, man. She's full of it though.
differ
To
because
allow
your son
offenders
went
to run around
to
freely?
the
I
whole.
mean,
Guys, look. Okay, I usually try and have a consistent moral standard. Okay, so for instance, I'm against the a deletion penalty, right? I'm not for it. I don't think it's okay because there's a lot of people who look just like me that have been exonerated that were on death row. Okay, but or like I believe in obviously our rights, right? But the thing is, when it comes to protecting kids, honestly, I am okay with different standards being applied. Sorry, that's just the way I am. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to do everything in our power to if you can't argue that we should go above and beyond to protect kids, so what kind of human being are you? You know what I mean? So we'll just call you a Kathleen.
Well, that's what Kathleen's doing in her mind because she
Yeah.
sees her son as a kid.
Yep, that's true.
Home, even though she said she was 13, and a
Right.
jury's have to grapple with that. But I think that I think I've seen the Chris Hansen shows, and I don't think they're misleading when it comes to the chat logs. I think these people are, I believe, and I think a lot of people believe that these people are showing up for a sexual encounter with a minor, and they are busted. And a lot of them admit it on the show. And when Chris says, "Take a seat,"
that's not good enough for them, for her, is it?
Oh, well, you just watch. She's gonna say, we're gonna have a lesson in civics.
They doctored the footage. That's obviously TV editing. Please.
and they spill their beans. You still think that that's catching people who shouldn't be caught?
No, I wouldn't say that. Absolutely, some people who are caught are predators. And I mean, I was molested when I was a child by a stranger, which is really rare. But
So
statistics
why are you defending those people?
Wait. She said that she was victimized
said
by
that
a
earlier.
stranger, which is really rare. Hold on. Most of the time, when men do it, they are strangers. Now, is she saying that happening is rare? Because I guess in the grand scheme of things, she can say as compared to like deletions and petty theft. Yes, it's rare, but like A, this happens more than she thinks, and B, the majority of times where males victimize people, it's a stranger. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. You know what I mean? Now with women, it's usually someone that they know, right? So
show that that's not the norm. I mean, we're talking about 3%. Where's all the information or help about the families? Because it's the families who are the 97%.
what are you talking? What here? What?
Where is she getting her statistics? I can't say that word. But like all these people that are communicating with minors on TCAP, those are strangers.
Yes. Yep.
So what is she saying? She has no leg to stand on.
And here's the thing. It's 3%, but 3% is a lot. How many people are in America, right? 3%, that's a lot. And I guarantee that if she was one of those families, if Jace had got diddled by someone, she'd be singing a different tune. You know what I mean?
They're not even taught in school how to, help themselves or watch out for themselves. Why so much information and, positioning and looking at the 3%? Why is that such a big
lot of people?
And because children are involved. Guys, if it was 3% of people get their cars get their bikes stolen, okay, fine. If it's 3% of people I don't know, get their laundry stolen in the laundromat. But this is 3% of children are victimized, are SA'd. That 3% is way too high. Okay? Way too high. That's like, now they're saying that's like 37% of children born in marriages or in relationships are not the father's child. Like they're saying, like in the West, there's a paternity fraud. Like the number has gone up, and people go, "That's only 37%, dude. Are you serious? That's That's a lot of people. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah,
lot.
I remember in an essay back in high school, I wrote basically we were supposed to write like a piece or whatever, and I wrote mine about, firearms situations in schools where mental health was one of the big issues, right? And so I said 22% of those things that happened were oftentimes with people who had mental health issues, right? And the teacher, she gave me a really bad grade on it, and she put like 22% is not that big of a number.
Okay.
Like, okay, when you think about the fact that 22% of hundreds, like not just one or like not just 10 or 20, like hundreds of them, 22% is a lot when there's a lot of those things going on. So
that's crazy,
insane
man.
to me.
That is crazy.
Big deal in this country. And I think it's because of the adrenaline and the scare factor and the showmanship. But I mean, there's a million shows out. There's the new one, Big Sky. That's about a abduction for sex trafficking. So
it happens all the time. But wait a minute. Now we're talking about two different things. Okay, guys, trafficking is a big deal. A big deal, man. I don't even want to touch on that, but I know my brother's ex-wife knew someone because she was from Cameroon, and this girl had I'll tell the story on a Discord call, okay? But it was very, 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 very bad. Her parents thought they were sending her to like a private school or whatever, and she ended up. And then my friend at work is Russian, and one of her friends, her parents thought that they were like sending her to this academy or whatever because she was from Siberia, and she ended up for years having to do stuff. It was terrible. You know what I mean? And it happens all the time. It happens all around the world too. So,
but that's 3%. Why are people not looking at the 97%, which is Uncle Bob? They're not looking at Uncle Bob. They're not talking about Uncle Bob.
What are you talking about?
Why?
So what is your what is your message to the ghosts of the world and Zach Swears of Anxiety Wars and Chris Hansen? What is your message to them?
My message to them is if you seriously want to catch these people, then you need to be working towards that as your career goal. You need to have the psychology background. You need to have the law enforcement background, and you need to be doing it in the right way and for the right reasons, not trampling on people's civil rights. That's wrong. Not ruining people's lives because you think you've caught them.
This chick is on bath salts or something, dude. Seriously.
She's saying that you should have the like law enforcement background. Do people who caught your son have law enforcement background?
Facts.
What are you talking about?
Yep, facts. Guys, this person's absolutely delulu, man. Seriously, man. It's crazy.
That's wrong. It's definitely wrong.
Do you think all sex stings by the police should be stopped?
I think that they need to follow their own rules, which they are not doing.
Please.
I think if they followed their own rules, they wouldn't be catching people like Jason, Araceli's son. There's 9 out of 10.
Oh, her friend had her son get caught too. And they were just all innocent. Please. Guys. Clown world, man.
And in my opinion,
is this how you expected the stream to go tonight?
No, not at all, man.
A lot of people's opinions. 9 out of 10 are the innocent guys who got confused or who didn't belong there.
Please.
1 is that predator. Great. Keep the predator.
How do you get confused when it says 13-year-old male?
1-3 is not that confusing.
Yep.
But if they don't have any corroborating evidence to this was their intent, let them go. Give them education. Give them probation. Why are you putting people in prison over a non-crime?
Okay. Interesting point of view. I appreciate.
The only one he finds out is interesting. That's the only thing he can think to say.
You sharing your point of view.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure.
She's like, I did a great job. Yeah.
Thanks for reaching out to me and to our show Open Mic, and best of luck to you and your son.
Thank you so much.
What I wouldn't give to see her talk to Chris Hansen. You know what I mean? Or Grady Judd. Grady Judd would tear her a new one, man. That would be so good. So, but all right, guys. I'm going to shut this bad boy down. We're at the 2 hour and 30-minute mark. Oops. I haven't eaten all day, so I got to get some grub. If you guys haven't joined the Discord yet, please join the Discord. I'm going to drop that real fast. Closing words, Jameson, Zeph, Kate, Katie, in any order you'd like.
I got nothing.
So somebody posted something on Discord. Somebody got a picture with Chris Hansen. I want to know what that's about.
Oh, that was that was someone new to the Discord who I haven't.
So
yeah, that's
they
pretty
actually
cool,
got
though.
to meet him. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Whereas I could have met the guy.
I think they met him at the airport. He wasn't caught in a sting or anything. Check it out! I met Chris Hansen.
Look at that, guys! I got his autograph. So yeah. Let me see, guys. We are gonna do. We are still in the process of reviewing all of the takedown episodes. So if you want to volunteer for one of those, we will do one soon. So what we do is we film that offline and then I post that as a video. So let me know if you want to be part of that. That'll be in the takedown calls thread in the Discord. And yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you are subscribed. And yeah, guys, I'm out of here. I'll drop a video this weekend. I'll see you guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
We